Castaway or Halloween?
Castaway.
Yeah.
Scooby-Doo or Prometheus?
No.
Sleepers or True Romance?
What is Sleepers?
Is that one with Vin Diesel?
Pee-wee's Big Adventure or Dumbo?
I refuse to touch anything with... Never mind. Not even
Well,
going to finish. Pee-wee's just weird.
Cinderella or The Little Mermaid?
Cinderella.
Little Mermaid.
It's Cinderella versus The Little Mermaid on this episode of Film Fights. Hello everyone and welcome to Film Fights, the podcast where we use a random movie generator to pick two films and pit two contestants against each other to convince me and maybe you listening out there on what to watch next. My name is Matt Dodd. Today I have two returning guests to the show, Jordan Johnston and Remy Swales. Welcome back. Thanks for being here.
What's up?
Hello.
Before we get into the debate, Jordan, have you seen anything good in the past week or so?
Oh, I've seen two great movies, but I'll talk about one. I just saw Don't Think Twice. It was very good.
I want to see that.
Yeah.
Me too.
It's lived up to the reviews if you've heard anything about it.
I haven't heard anything about it. It's briefly...
It is a story about this improv comedians group. They are trying to find their way in the improv world, but also, you know, as a group and their friendships and dealing with moving on and, you know, really honing and perfecting their craft. Funny, good story, very entertaining the whole way through.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. It's been one I've been meaning to catch up with for a few weeks now. It's Mike Birbiglia, Keegan-Michael Key, Gillian Jacobs. Looks great. Mm-hmm. Cool. Remy, how about you? Seen anything good this last week?
Probably not particularly good. I just finished the first season of Mr. Robot,
Okay.
which is interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to
Different.
give any spoilers away, but I mean, I think it's worth checking out. It's
Yeah.
interesting, but I feel like it pulls from another kind of very popular film in terms of the structure and stuff it uses. But
What's that? Is it a spoiler if you say
yeah,
that?
It would be a spoiler,
Okay,
yeah.
alright.
So I don't want to give that away. But
Okay.
as far as films go, I did watch Demolition Man.
Okay. Wesley Snipes and Stallone?
No.
No, what am I
maybe because that's what I thought first too. But this was one that came out I think last year with Jake Gyllenhaal.
Oh, just called Demolition.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I've seen that too.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't finish it.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, I kept waiting for more to
Oh.
happen because it seemed interesting. The premise was compelling, but I thought it would develop into more.
I watched it on plane.
So did I, actually.
I was a captive
I
audience.
just took a plane.
Yeah.
Yeah, this
Hate
past
movies
weekend.
on the plane.
I love watching movies on a plane.
All right, well, let's get down to it. Jordan, how long has it been since you've seen Cinderella?
It has definitely been within the past month. It's on TV. I'm a sucker for a good Disney movie, so
Sure.
definitely sat down, watched the whole thing, and was as giddy as could be. Love
Very
it.
good. Okay. And in case someone's never heard of Cinderella, I imagine most everyone has, but just to familiarize
Sure.
the audience.
It is the story of this young girl who is, you know, this pure, nice young girl who is forced to live with her evil stepmother and stepsisters who make her do their chores and, you know, basically Cinderella caters to these family members that just treat her poorly. And she finally thinks she's going to have her one moment to enjoy, you know, some fun at this royal ball that is being hosted by the prince. And her family, well, they basically say, no, you can't go, giving her so much work to do and all this stuff. So she's sad. Then she is saved by her fairy godmother. And she ends up going to the ball and having this amazing night. And, you know, it just kind of tells you that hard work pays off and people are looking out for you.
Okay.
And because it ends with a happy ending that we'll talk about.
Okay, very good. Thank you. So across the table, same questions go to you, but about The Little Mermaid. When's the last time you saw that movie?
Oh my gosh, I have no idea. Probably 10 to 15 years ago.
Whoa.
It's probably the same for me.
Yeah.
I've seen both of these, but probably been 10 or 15 for both.
Yeah, I have not watched it in a long time. Let's put it this way. I think the last time I watched it was on VHS.
That sounds reasonable for me, too. Yeah, I think that's... I have a little sister, I think, that's sitting in a VHS at my parents.
Your sister's sitting on a VHS
Probably.
at your parents?
She's weird.
I'd say so. I can't imagine it's comfortable.
So if people aren't familiar with Little Mermaid, what is that movie about?
Interracial relationships.
I mean, I guess that's kind of true. You think that's an allegory, what they were trying to get across?
Yeah. I mean, they were ahead of their time for sure.
I didn't catch that as like a 6-year-old, but...
Yeah,
No,
my mind
apparently
is kind of
Disney
blown
liked
right
to hide a
now.
lot of,
true, Little
subliminal
Mermaid.
messages in their films. So.
Little Mermaid specifically. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh yes, that one had a few in there. I
Yeah.
know that I had Lion King and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Were there any in Cinderella?
I'm sure there were.
I'm sure there probably were. I
Yeah.
don't know. Long time ago. Though.
Not as much of the well-known ones. I know Aladdin, Lion King, Little Mermaid.
Mm-hmm.
But Little Mermaid, to sum it up, is a girl, Ariel, who's a mermaid, who falls in love with a dude on a ship. I don't know where he's going. But she wants to go be like regular people and walk around, and her dad doesn't want it, so it's Romeo and Juliet kind of thing, I guess.
All right. So I'll get this conversation started. Ask you both roughly, where would you rank each of these films in your list of like overall Disney animated films? It doesn't have to be like, oh, this is definitely number 3. Like, just kind of like, well, this is toward the top. This is
I would put it,
'Cause
Little
Disney's done a
Mermaid,
lot
I
of
would
great
go
stuff.
top middle.
top middle. Okay.
Yeah.
Cinderella, I think, is top 10.
Okay.
I mean, it's so nostalgic, and I was Cinderella for Halloween at least 3 or 4 times. So
Was that the second Disney movie, animated film?
No, it's
it's a little,
a little later, but not
yeah.
that.
Oh, okay.
Snow
It
White
one
was
of the very early
37.
ones.
Cinderella
Snow
was
White was
1950.
The very first
Correct.
one.
Yeah,
Correct. So it was early. It was like 5th or 6th. I want to say
Yeah, it's definitely my favorite, like, vintage Disney.
of the kind of
Yeah,
first era
right,
of Disney.
right.
Okay. So what about reverse? Like, what about your stance on
Little Mermaid, honestly, scares the crap out of me.
Okay.
You afraid of talking crabs?
I am afraid
singing
of my food
crabs.
talking back at me. That has always been a fear. But more Ursula, man, she could, oof, like goosebumps watching that. Like,
She's a good
I don't
girl.
know why I thought some octopus woman was gonna come out and scare me, but she's definitely.
So you're not a diver then?
Were you afraid to go in the water?
I actually used to be a certified diver, but that's not the point
oh
of
wow,
this.
didn't know.
After you saw Little Mermaid, that changed?
Yeah.
Said, no more under the sea for me.
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
So would you say that means Little Mermaid did a good job though of making Ursula so scary?
Yeah, I mean, they did do a good job of creating that villain, but Ariel as a character kind of made me mad. It's like,
Okay.
oh my gosh, love at first sight. Let me just get rid of my cool tail and,
But
go
Cinderella
meet someone
totally
I've
reserved
never.
herself and thought, let me get to know you better before I run off and marry you. You found my shoe?
They at
That's
least,
good enough for
hey,
me.
they danced, and they danced great. Okay.
It was okay. I mean, I don't think they're going to win Dancing with the
Ariel
Stars or
and
anything like
what's
that.
1950s
his,
animation.
What's his face? Eric, that's his name.
Yeah, I believe
They
that's right.
they never even
From
talked.
Little Mermaid?
Yeah.
Did they not?
They never talked. She saved him.
You guys are the experts. I'm not sure.
She saved him when he like fell overboard, and then she like fell in love with him, and then she sang to like the
That's
statue
I
of
think
him.
life and death situations has a tendency to bring out heightened emotions in people. So I would say that's a relevant situation to incur love.
Have you ever met somebody that's like worth losing your voice over? Wow, that got really deep. I didn't mean to go there, but
Yeah, right.
but like think about it. That's
That's
crazy.
pretty. Yeah, that's pretty.
It was a way of life that she was after, though. Not just for him was she giving up her voice, because she gave up her voice in order to have legs and be able to go up where everybody else
I
was.
want to be where the people are.
Exactly.
She wanted to be where people
The
were.
song
Yeah, sure.
wasn't, I want to go where that one guy is, who I saved and never spoke to.
You sure it wasn't the second verse?
Pretty
I'm
sure.
not sure. I don't know. I don't remember very well.
I think Hans Zimmer did the lyrics, right?
Probably so. We'll ask William later. This is kind of a sidebar, but would you give up your voice for anything like in particular, like wings, or
Probably a cold or something like that.
I think you'd give up your voice because you have a cold.
So a cold more takes my voice
Yes,
away from
correct.
me. Oh, all right.
Willingly give your voice up in order to get some kind of.
No, I like my voice and I like talking and I like giving my opinions.
It would make this podcast much more difficult.
Nah, that's true.
All right, so I want to backtrack just a little bit. So Remy, Cinderella for you, where would you put that in your overall Disney?
Oh, Cinderella I would probably put somewhere around the middle. I like the mice that do stuff, and I think Lucifer is a cool cat.
Yeah. Yeah.
Literally, not figuratively. Well, I guess both, but
I really wanted Gus Gus. I had a hamster named Gus Gus. True story.
I believe that. Because of Cinderella? I just don't have as much tolerance for the, chubby stereotype people.
You just can't stand fat people. I get it.
Chubby stereotype cartoon characters that are just
Like the
buffoons that
little-
always get stuck in holes and
Like
things.
the fat mouse?
Yeah, exactly like the fat mouse.
But she put the little shirt on him and it rolled up.
Cheap,
It's
low-hanging
so cute.
fruit.
Do the mice talk in Cinderella? I can't remember very
Yes,
well.
they do.
They squeak.
They talk
They
to
talk.
her? Or they only talk?
They talk to each other.
Yeah.
I believe she does not speak
yeah.
with them.
She's-
Like, they don't have
yeah.
That's what I
conversations.
just
but
They
remembering,
squeak
too.
at
They
her.
talk with each
but They
other.
talk.
And,
Because it's kind of a weird fascination with Disney movies with talking animals. And
well, because the
back and
mice
forth.
talk, but the cat doesn't.
Right. That's usually how it goes with Disney, though. It's like some animals do, some animals don't, which seems strange.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody talks in The Little Mermaid, though. But I guess
believe
that's
so.
different.
Does Flounder talk? He talks,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, they're more evolved animals.
I just,
None of this, like, half of us can't talk stuff. Like,
I just wonder, has it established like an unhealthy bar to try to make our pets achieve?
I always think that my puppy's just going to one day just be like, hey, give me food.
Yeah, like
you
Disney's
just
leading
get
us
one
down
of
the
those
wrong
collars
path.
from Up.
Squirrel.
Give them a translator and stuff.
That's our future, I guess. That's what Disney's teaching us.
I
is
think
this
people
is
are
what you have to
working
strive
towards
for.
it. I've heard
Yeah.
studies are being done. Advancements are being made. Dogs are speaking.
So both of these movies are very memorable for the music that's involved, the songs that are involved. How can we? I mean, obviously,
Discern
both
which
Disney
one has
films.
better music?
Yeah,
Little Mermaid, clearly.
But A Dream is a Wish Your Heart Makes is like hardcore. That's Cinderella.
What?
Yeah. The
Yeah.
first
Wait,
song.
say that again.
The first song, A Dream is a Wish Your Heart Makes. That's like iconic, one of Disney's
So
like
as opposed to
staple
you
songs.
making the wish?
A dream is a wish your heart makes. Da-na-na-na-na. It's like one of those songs that every Disney enthusiast loves and will always love. Come on, that's like every little
How does
girl's
the
like
second
poster
part of-
over their wall.
How does the next part of the song go after A Dream is a Wish Your Heart Makes?
When you're fast asleep. God, that's so good.
What? I need more lyrics to understand the context of this
You will
song.
lose your heartache. Whatever you wish for, you keep.
Okay,
I'm done.
I'm good. That makes
yeah.
more
I don't want to
sense
be
than
rude and cut you off or anything. It sounded great.
Oh,
Yes, very nice.
So Remy, I think you have to now
Yes,
sing
sing.
something from Little Mermaid. I think it's only fair.
Something
you kind
from
of,
Little
you kind of
Mermaid?
goaded her to keep going. So
No, well, I wanted to understand the song because
Okay.
the premise of A Dream is a Wish Your Heart Makes
well,
sounds
explain
kind of
to me a
confusing
song
to me.
from The Little Mermaid.
Under the Sea.
What's that about?
Under the Sea.
I'm gonna need
I need
another
to
line.
further understand
Well, I'll tell
that
you-
song.
What is it? Things are better down where it's wetter. Take it from me.
Fair enough. Okay,
Those
that's
words
good.
are oddly strange when you just speak them. You know?
Yeah, when you just say it like
Yeah.
flippantly, like yeah, that's true. It kind of worked for you there, though.
It does. I mean, it explains the whole premise very upfront about
Yeah,
it. There's
you tied
not a
it up
lot
in
of
a bow.
confusion. You get it.
I get it. All right, so we're gonna start wrapping this up. Do you remember the first time you watched Cinderella? And I'm assuming it's one that you watched a lot as a child and throughout childhood.
I don't remember the first time.
Okay.
Like, I mean, I've watched that movie maybe over, like, it's in the hundreds.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
And I think it's one of the things that kids of our generation, you just watch all the Disney movies as a kid, or at least when I was a kid, you just
Yeah.
had the VHS
Sure.
collection.
Yeah.
So you just watch one after the other.
Yeah.
Or I guess because Lion King hadn't come out yet, but they were still building all that stuff.
Yeah,
But
Lion
the
King was-
early
yeah.
ones, you know, prior to the 90s and stuff, Cinderella, Snow White, Little Mermaid, Aladdin was early 90s?
91, I think. Little Mermaid was
Yeah.
89.
Right. So, I mean, all that earlier stuff, you know, was just, you had the catalog that you would go back and watch through. And so there
I
wasn't
mean-
really any, at least for me, I don't have any memorable first
Yeah.
thing, because when you hear people talk about Star Wars or something and that, going to the theater, having the experience, I don't know what the first Disney movie I would have seen in theaters would be.
I can't remember
Me
either.
neither.
I don't think my parents ever took me
Yeah.
to the movies as a kid.
I just, like, for me, before I could read, I could pick out, like, my Disney VHSs and be
Okay.
like, this is the one I want to watch. And
Yep,
it'd
holding
be
that up.
exactly what I want. And know, like, the pictures and all that stuff. And, like I said, Cinderella for Halloween. Like,
That's cool. And that was like
Yeah.
last year, last 3 or 4 years?
I feel like you really
What
should
you
have
said?
been.
My
No.
memory's not great.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I
Okay.
feel like you really should have been Ursula for Halloween.
No. She's
Wow,
so
that's-
scary.
Cruel.
Is that not the purpose of Halloween?
Unfortunate.
It's just to
It's
dress
to
up
be
as
scary
something you would
characters.
enjoy.
I think that's more the purpose of Dragon
Like her,
Con.
she like gets really like big and scary and. Ooh.
You were Ursula.
Touche, my friend.
All right, so great discussion, guys. Before I make my final decision, let's see how much you really know about your 2 films today with a few trivia questions. Animators used live-action models to base their work on Cinderella to save money. The Cinderella's model was named Helen Stanley. She must have had a good partnership with Disney because they used her in 2 other films in the next decade to model for them. What are those 2 films?
Anastasia? Not Anastasia. Sleeping Beauty. I'm sorry.
Sleeping Beauty.
I'm
sounds
thinking of
right,
what's her face.
I think.
Her name,
Princess Aurora.
Aurora, but I said it.
That's correct.
No idea.
I can't remember.
It is 101 Dalmatians. That's
Oh,
the wife,
dang it.
The
Anita
wife,
Radcliffe.
the mom.
Which when you think about it, it's like, whoa, they all look the same. That is
I
kind of
almost
weird.
watched that movie on the plane instead of Demolition.
All right, so over to The Little Mermaid. It was the first film for what now legendary composer who went to compose the music for Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, and most recently, Sausage Party.
Hans Zimmer.
That's not correct.
I don't know. Alan Silvestri?
Kind of close. First name's right.
Alan... You're supposed to give the second part of this. I
I
covered
was-
the first part,
I
so
was
it's
going
your
to go
job
with
to get the second
Iverson
part.
because
I'm
when
pretty
I
sure
think
that's
Allen, I
not
think
right.
Allen
That's why
Iverson.
he retired from basketball a little early because he's like, you know what? My passion is composing animated films.
Right. Basketball was just about practice.
We're talking about practice.
Yeah.
We're talking about practice.
Look at these sports references.
I know, right?
Yeah,
Freaking me out right
I
now.
know.
So his name is Alan Menken. He got his start with musical plays like Little Shops of Horror.
Thank you, Alan Menken, for your contribution.
So speaking about music, in Cinderella with the song Sing Sweet Nightingale, Walt Disney had Cinderella's singing voice, Eileen Woods, do what innovative musical idea that was unheard of at the time, later popularized iconically by the Beatles.
What's popularized?
Popularized.
Oh.
Sorry.
Harmonies?
Yeah, I'll give you that. Overdubbing her vocals, having her sing harmony with herself.
Hey-o.
They layered 3 versions of her singing over it, which was not done at the time.
Right.
Go Disney.
Yeah.
Like the live-action Cinderella movie last year, Disney's recently announced their plans to make a live-action Little Mermaid. Little is known about it, except composer Alan Menken will again lend his musical talents. He'll be joined by what popular lyricist of today?
Taylor Swift.
I thought you had this one.
Please tell me it's the dude from Hamilton.
It is the dude from Hamilton.
Miranda? Oh.
Where were you? I was setting you up for that one. I set you up for that one, man.
I didn't think that would be happening.
He also worked on Disney's next
Amazing.
feature film that comes out later this year called Mona, and he'll be in the Mary
I
Poppins
did hear
movie
about
too.
that.
I'm
No,
super
no kidding.
excited
It's going to be
for
Mary Poppins.
Mary Poppins.
Well,
Yeah.
that gives me a little bit more hope for it. All these live-action remakes of Jungle Book and
I heard that was
new
good.
Tarzan. I know, but I
Beauty and the
still have a
Beast is
lot of
coming
trouble
up.
with it. Yeah,
That-
see, I saw
it all
that too.
hangs in that one.
Jim Carrey auditioned to voice what role in The Little Mermaid?
Sebastian.
Yeah, I would say Sebastian. I'll say Flounder, though, just to offer a different
It was
answer.
neither one of those. It was Prince Eric,
That would be so weird.
right? Bill Maher and Michael Richards, who played Kramer in Seinfeld, auditioned for Scuttle the Seagull. Would have
Interesting.
been very weird too.
That's an awesome name. Scuttle the Seagull.
Time to wrap up this episode. Jordan, you have the floor.
Sure.
What are your last thoughts on Cinderella?
Cinderella is such a feel-good story. It has a villain that's almost relatable in the sense that everybody has somebody in their life that just, gives them all this stuff to do. But there's always somebody watching out for you. That's a feel-good story. When you're feeling down, just remember your fairy godmother could just be right there to make a pumpkin appear and drive you to the ball, a big pumpkin.
That's important.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't.
Don't
Okay.
want any of these shoddy small pumpkins.
Right.
You
And
got to fit in it.
You could just fit on it.
it also is a good story about it doesn't matter like where you come from or whether you are just somebody who does the chores. You are worth whatever your personality is, and a prince can love you even if you don't have all these materialistic things, and he could love you for just being a nice person.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
We go across the table to Mr. Remington. Last thoughts on Little Mermaid. What do you got?
It sucks.
No,
I'm
The
just
Little
kidding.
Mermaid does not suck. That would not be my final thoughts on it at all. I would say that Cinderella, first of all, gave a very bad name to step siblings. So if you're a stepchild, this movie is already against you from the beginning. Or a step brother or sister. Heaven forbid a stepsister. Then everybody's going to hate you after you watch this movie.
True, yeah.
But Little Mermaid is the culmination after Disney matured and really got their game together. Plus, there's a lot of fun Easter eggs as far as stuff that the animators put in the film that has some skeptical myths and lore about it. So it's fun to try and find that stuff when you watch the film, depending on which version you get, whether they digitally removed it or not. But at its core, it is a fantastic animated film with great award-winning music that will really capture your imagination and take you from the depths of the ocean all the way to the sandy shores with tales of romance and trials and tribulation.
Tails. Haha.
I was going to go with you, Remy, and then you did this weird path of taking this reference thing, and it kind of freaked me out because I wasn't sure why you were harping on it so much.
Because there's intrigue there. There's things that you can look for beyond just all the
But cute little
classic
animals.
things. They're Easter eggs.
I'm going to go with Cinderella.
Yes.
I'm going to go with Cinderella. Sorry, Remy. You're going to stop
I don't
doing
believe you
these.
feel any remorse.
I don't really feel anything.
Another nonsensical song.
Put it together and what do you got?
Okay, so you said
Bibbidi-bobbidi-boo.
a bunch of nonsense, then you said put together nonsense, and you get more nonsense.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
I haven't seen either one of these movies in a long time. I like both of them from what I remember. I'm not really super pumped to watch either one of them.
What?
No, I'm totally going to go watch The Little Mermaid
Are you?
tonight. 100%.
Well, you
Yeah.
did say it's been a long time, so I guess that's an inspiring thing.
Yeah, 100%. I'm gonna go back and watch it.
I can
Especially
sing that
after
one
these
too.
songs. Yeah.
I mean, she did outsing you in this.
This is true.
Yeah.
I gave her some points for that. I'm just mainly mad at you for missing the one question that was geared for
I'm
you.
mad at that too.
I'm pretty
Oh,
proud of that. Not gonna
it's
lie.
ridiculous. I can't believe that.
So last week, Sean chose Drive for us to talk about as the bonus film. Have you guys seen Drive with Ryan Gosling?
I have.
No.
2011, I want to say.
I'm thinking of the Chris Hemsworth movie about driving, so no.
Rush.
Yeah.
That was a good movie.
Yeah, I
Very
like that.
similar, but not at all.
Yeah.
But
so
not at all.
I have no input on Drive, sorry.
Drive, Ryan Gosling plays a stuntman who is moonlights as like a getaway driver.
Yeah, it's
What do you think?
a good movie. It's not sold at all what you would think it would be because it's
very
very
true.
slow.
Yeah, very true.
It's very slow.
Yeah, and
and
from what I remember, the
if you go in
trailers
there
make it look
expecting
like
it to
Fast
be
and
him-
Furious.
Yeah,
It's
because
not
the
that.
trailer, I mean, it's called Drive.
Yeah.
You think it's going to be cool. He's a stunt driver. So you're expecting all these cool driving scenes. There's a
There's a
one,
couple. Yeah.
But
There's-
most of it,
it's a
even at
character
that point,
drama.
is very uneventful, where
Right.
he just drives in a straight line.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a
very
good
much
character
so.
drama, though. I rewatched it again. I really enjoyed it. It's a great movie. All right, Jordan. What bonus film would you like to recommend to the listeners this week?
I would like to recommend the most recent and one of the best documentaries I've seen in a long time. The movie called Gleason. It's the story of Steve Gleason, who back in the early 2000s had a 9-season NFL career, played for the Saints, had this very heroic moment as a Saints player, as an icon in the New Orleans area, and had a very good NFL career. And then he retires and finds out he has ALS. And so he starts recording these videos because not only did he find out he had ALS, but 6 weeks later, his wife is pregnant. So he starts recording these video journals. He wants his son to hear his voice, and they go on all these adventures while he is, the ALS gets worse. Mm-hmm. And it's basically his journey through his eyes and how he has started a whole foundation and has done some really great work, and how the highs and lows of dealing with what he's dealing, and his family is incredible. It's really touching, really moving. Great if you love sports. Oh, so good.
It's currently out in theaters.
It
Limited
is.
release. Okay.
Yes.
Very good. Yeah, I'll try to check it out. And I'm sure it's been in theaters for a little bit, so I'm sure it will get a video on demand release and all soon.
Yeah,
in a few months.
it was an Amazon movie,
Okay.
so I assume it will
Probably so, in a
Get
few
there.
months.
Yeah.
I'll keep an eye out for it. All right, guys. Well, I made my decision, controversial as it may be. What would your choice be out there in listener land? Comment on the Film Fights Podcast Facebook page. You can discuss this matchup with others. Tell me what you think directly on Twitter if you want, at Matthew Dodd. You can tell me how wrong I am or how right I am, whatever you want to do.
That's what I intend to do.
You can check out previous episodes of Film Fights on iTunes, SoundCloud, or wherever you prefer to listen to podcasts. Be sure to subscribe and rate us, because that really helps us get seen by new people. Jordan, where would you like people to find you online?
I am on Twitter at Jordan W. Johnston.
Very good. And Remy, are you going to play nice with the people and tell you where they can talk to you?
Yep.
So they can tell you how much they love Little Mermaid and how wrong I was, and you can band against me.
You can find me on LinkedIn
Uh-huh.
under Remington Swales, I
Great.
believe.
All right. Thank you both for being here. Thank you out there for listening. Enjoy the movies, everyone.